Welcome to another rubbish FPL player video. Seems ages since I've done the video. It's been a long game week with Arsenal having the double game week, and Wolves obviously. This week I played my triple captain chip, which was so-so. Got 21 points, so wasn't a complete fail. Obviously would have wanted more, but could have been worse. So 21 points for Gabriel. I think a lot of people who did play the triple captain chip played it on Gabriel, so a lot of people in the same boat. I got 72 points in total. 58 was the average overall. I ended up with a 360k green arrow, so I'll take that. It's almost a 850k green arrow in 3 weeks, so it's onward and upwards. I think there was about 3.5 million overall rank, so there's about another 12-13 game weeks to go, so let's see how it goes. The safety score, I think, was 61 points, just looking now. So I was 11 points above that. I got Rice and Semenyo got 14 points, so that was good. Semenyo's been really good this season. Rice, it was obviously a double game week, so 14 points was quite good. It's actually the first attacking returns for Rice since game week 20, when he scored tons of points in that game versus Bournemouth with those 2 goals. Timber, only 3 points, probably one of my worst transfers in this season. And Gay got the 7 points, which was just nice. So it was an okay game week. On to, before game week 27 plans, the blank game week 31, we know Arsenal and Wolves, it's 100% that they're blanking. There's the Arsenal City League Cup final that weekend. So obviously the fixtures which should have been in that game week, they won't play. The City and Palace, it's possible they will play that game week. It's not 100%. It's subject to European results. So the City versus Palace game, at this moment, I think on the FPL side, actually, they've got down as not happening, but it could still be rescheduled, so and remain in game week 31. Won't be on the exact the weekend it should have been, but it could still be rescheduled, sorry. So Arsenal and Wolves, it's 100% they're blanking. City and Palace, it's a maybe. So that may or may not affect your plans. I think I'll go on to my plans for next week, and it might be time to get rid of 1 or 2 Arsenal players, especially since they're going to blank, and also they're not in as good form recently, with two draws in the last game week. And obviously, I think the 5 points ahead of City now, and they could be getting a bit nervous, as well as this talk about how they might feeling the pressure and all that. Obviously, it's the London derby against Spurs this weekend. Spurs obviously aren't doing very well this season, but it's a derby, anything could happen. So if they lose that and City win against Newcastle, it'll just be a couple points, and then there's nothing really in that. We know how City can really go on a good run, so especially towards the end of the season, even though they've not been as good this season as previous. But it'll be interesting how it goes. Game week 27, I'll have 2 free transfers. At this very moment, on a Friday evening, I've not decided really what I'm going to do. There's a few different options how I'm going to play it. I could target the Chelsea fixture playing Burnley next. I could get Palmer in, or Pedro, or Enzo. The fixture at home versus Burnley, actually, I think they've actually updated the fixture difficulty rating. It's actually a FDR 1 now, so the easiest on the fixture ticker, since Burnley's away fixture is so poor. Palmer, I would like in. 4 goals, 1 assist in the last 2 games. Still has his fitness issues, but and it's those 4 goals. It was 3 penalties. I mean, he's obviously not going to get penalties every game, but his recent non-penalty expected goal involvement, I think, is the highest in the league over the last 2 games, maybe the highest in the last 6 I've seen somewhere. So he is involved a lot. It's not just the penalties, but the fixtures for after Burnley, it's Arsenal and then Villa, both away. So if I do get Palmer in, the moves involved would be a 4-point hit. So is that worth it for, in a way, just the Burnley fixture? It's not that, Chelsea are doing okay. Palmer, if he plays, is always a good chance of getting some attacking returns. So something to think about. Palmer, I think he'll play against Burnley. I think he'll start, assuming he's fit, but he's had a good rest. He's not played for a couple of weeks. He didn't play on the, I think he's not played since the 10th. He didn't play for against Hull when Chelsea played them in the cup. So that's something possibly. And as I mentioned, Pedro's an option, Enzo an option. If I do Enzo, it's obviously going to be easier to get him into the team. So we'll see. If it was Palmer out, it would involve it's going to be Rice and Timber out. I'm not worried about getting rid of Timber. Obviously, as I mentioned before, Timber's been pretty poor transferring, and Arsenal not really keeping as many clean sheets recently, and generally not been playing as well. Rice, obviously, this game week, he got a assist, but before that, he's not scored. Got an attacking returns for a while. The other sort of team potentially looking at is Liverpool. I've got no Liverpool players at all, and they've got some good fixtures coming up. It's Forest, then West Ham, then Wolves. So maybe a Liverpool player in. I don't know how that's going to work out with my amount of money I've got in the bank and the players. But if I did get a Liverpool player in, it'll be Wirtz or Ekitike. I don't think Salah is worth the money. So if I do whatever decision I make, I may need to do that tonight before any price changes. Looking at the price changes, I think only Ryan from Bournemouth could go up, but looking at the players who could drop in price, it's Rodgers, Dewsbury Hall and Bruno. They're close to, I think they're 98% on the sort of the price change sort of thing. So it's not looking like they'll change in price tonight. It could be, there's still time, so it's close. The only player that looks like they're going down in price for certain is Haaland. So I think, actually, Haaland, and Bruno G, Rice, Gyökeres and Wilson, they could go down in price. I was getting mixed up with, it was Rodgers, Dewsbury Hall and Bruno are close-ish to going up in price, but that probably will be tomorrow. So in summary, it looks like Ryan from Bournemouth is going up overnight, going up in price. Rodgers, Dewsbury Hall and Bruno maybe, but it could be more likely tomorrow. And players going down in price is Haaland, it looks very much like he's going to go down in price, and Bruno G, Rice, Gyökeres and Wilson as well. And especially if I'm doing the Palmer in transfer, that's going to involve Rice leaving the team. I've got Wilson. I don't think he's leaving, but it's not impossible. So, if I do want to do those transfers, I probably want to do it before they go down in price and possibly lose some value, etc. Any other thoughts? Yeah, I would like a United player in, obviously, another United player other than Bruno, being a United fan and all that. And United have not played for 2 weeks. Players have been on holiday. Not sure all of them have, but I've seen some on their Instagram. I think it's Martinez has been away, maybe Bruno, and probably others. They've had some time away anyway, time off. So they'll be well rested, and there's going to be plenty of time for them to, in training, learn tactics, etc. Which may be part of the reason United have been better recently, is that they've just had plenty of time in between games. A week between games. It was just a West Ham game. There wasn't as much time in between the fixtures, which may or may not have been affected how they played and so on. So yeah, actually another thought is Spurs. Obviously, Thomas Frank has been sacked, new manager, maybe a new manager bounce. It's still Spurs at the end of the day, but it's a London derby, and as they say, anything could happen in a derby match. Spurs would love nothing more than sort of ruining Arsenal's total. And Arsenal, the last 2 games have been 2 draws, and I think they lost a 2-goal lead against the bottom team in the league. What was bottom? I completely lost track of the standings. Yeah, so Wolves are. What am I saying? Wolves are miles 8 points adrift. So I think the stat I saw was something like it's the first time ever, or first time in a long time, that the team in the top of the league has lost a 2-goal lead to a team bottom of the league. Obviously that doesn't happen. That fixture alone is not, that scenario where the top team and the bottom team and there's a 2-goal lead, that doesn't happen that often. But obviously it's not going so well for Arsenal recently. So who knows? I'm not looking to get any Spurs players, but something to think about. But yeah, there we go. That's it. Obviously, hopefully some good luck on your team. Hopefully green arrows. And if you could like, comment, subscribe this video, it would be much appreciated. Thanks. Bye.